So Arsenal are back on top of the Premier League after their 1-0 victory against Newcastle, but it wasn't entirely convincing. Arsenal have had their style criticised for, this season on multiple occasions and many a season now actually. And we saw a positive display against Manchester City in the 2-1 defeat. The line was, if they play like that in their last Premier League games, they're really in with a good shot to winning all of them, and of course claiming the league title. But after that goal, and it was a great goal, it was a fantastic set piece, and the finish from Eze, a well worked set piece, and the finish from Eze was brilliant, well taken goal. But after that, they just sort of sat back. I got sort of England versus Italy vibes, from Euro 2021 where we went 1-0 up and just sat back and let Italy come at us. I just think if they were playing a team that was on better form, there's no doubting that Newcastle are a good side, but just their form of late has been terrible. And I just think if they came up against a team like, I don't know, Brighton or something, a team that, or Bournemouth the other week, we saw the perfect example, a team that really fancied having a go, taking the game to Arsenal, I think Arsenal wouldn't have won that game. And also, if Newcastle had a top striker, if Isak hadn't left Newcastle and he was playing in that game, I don't think Arsenal would have won that. I just want to see a little bit more, as we've spoken about in another video. They're playing twice before City play again, so this is a massive psychological advantage for them to take into the running to get ahead. But performance-wise, I just need to see a little bit more to convince me that Arsenal really are great champions. And that leads me on to Spurs. They've won their first game of 2026. It's mental to say that. We spoke about that in a previous video as well. Obviously, the 3 points were massive. It will be good for morale. It will be good for confidence. It's exactly what they needed. But on the flip side of that, the games are running out. There were celebrations at the final whistle. Of course there were. They needed that. And I have said before that they almost need to be reminded of what it's like to win a Premier League match. They have that now. So let's see how they kick on from this, where they go from this. Will they carry this on into the last few performances? I think they've got Villa next. Which will be interesting because Villa are all but secure in the Champions League. Unfortunately, it might not be in their hands. Obviously, West Ham and Nottingham Forest, we'll get onto them in a second, picked up wins. But I can imagine the conversations in the dressing room very much are, look, we focus on us. We focus on what we are doing here and what we can control. And we can control how we perform out on the pitch. And we can only really control if we win these games. So they'll be focusing on themselves, trying to get themselves out of this mess. As for Forest, brilliant win on Friday night. To go to Sunderland and win 5-0, fantastic. Again, confidence-wise, that will give them a boost. Same with West Ham, a 2-1 victory late on. Callum Wilson scoring in second half stoppage time. This will give them massive confidence. All three of these teams, in some way or another, in some form, will be high in confidence after their respective victories over the weekend. I honestly believe that it's going to take more than 40 points to stay up this season. Just want to mention the Champions League games. The teams going for the Champions League. Liverpool had another impressive victory. The only downside to that game is Mo Salah. He went off injured, and this could possibly be the last time we might be seeing him in a Liverpool shirt at Anfield. So it was a bit of a sad moment. Hopefully he's not too bad. I haven't actually read too much on the extent of the injury, and unfortunately, hopefully he hasn't played his last game for Liverpool. But as for the top four race, like I said earlier, Villa I think are pretty much almost there. Champions League race I should say, because it is 5th place. Manchester United pretty much almost there, and Liverpool really now, I think that's almost done and dusted. It's the teams below that, your Brightons, your Brentfords, your Bournemouths, that could creep in. If there's a dip in form, they could creep in. Obviously Chelsea are now in that, they've sort of been demoted from that Champions League race. They're now fighting for European space, whether it be Europa League or Conference League. They could go and win that again, another trophy. But again, interesting to see how that one pans out. Fulham as well. You can't rule out Fulham. Really good 1-0 victory against Aston Villa at the weekend. They're still in with a shout. That's a nice little battle that's going to go until the end of the season, I think. Personally, for me, I'd like to see Bournemouth getting into Europe. I think that'll be a fantastic achievement for the club. Now on to the FA Cup. So we know our FA Cup finalists this year, Manchester City, came from behind, beat Southampton. Southampton went 1-0 up. A brilliant goal from Finazaz, edge of the area, top bins, curled it in. Lovely finish. But unfortunately, City came through too strong. I mean, it was a late strike as well from Finazaz. You like to think that they'd be able to hold on, see the game out, but I think City just showing their class, showing their experience. It's another FA Cup final appearance for them. I think it's their fourth in a row, which is a record, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. They'll be the favourites. They'll be up against Chelsea. They, of course, beat Leeds 1-0. It wasn't a very exciting game, and I think Leeds will be disappointed with the whole situation going on at Chelsea. I think they maybe could have thought they could have got a performance out here, got a result, and got into a cup final. That would have been brilliant for them. I personally don't think, because the relegation battle is so tight, they're on 40 points, I believe, Leeds. So I don't think they're 100% out of the relegation battle, but I think getting to a cup final, Leeds United in an FA Cup final, I mean, that's how romantic is that? Unfortunately, didn't happen. Chelsea, professional performance, 1-0 victory. Enzo Fernandez stepping up, captain, like he does. Yeah, sending his team through to the final. City will be favourites, of course they will. There's no reason why Chelsea can't go there and win, of course. It's football, after all.